So Realtors.com advice, best time to buy 2024 is from September 29th, 2024 to October 5th. I did a video on that last week quickly, but I wanted to dive into it a little more as well. I think that when we talk about times, what does that time actually look like? Should I be closing on the 29th or should I be getting into contract on the 30th? So really what it means and what they're talking about, I'm gonna read this real quick. According to an analysis of key market dynamic metrics, including listing prices, inventory levels, and now new fresh listings, time on market, home buyer demand, Realtor.com listing views, and price reduction, the best time to buy in 2024 is the week of September 29th to October 5th. So really what that means is it's a good time. That is what they're projecting in the algorithm. That's going to be the best time to have the most amount of houses on the market. As a buyer, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the amount of inventory. Many times when you're specifically looking and talking about Silicon Valley, it's not typically the amount of inventory. Sometimes it's really just a matter of trying to find the house that's not getting multiple offers on. And right now is the time to look at that, because if you have a chance in Silicon Valley to make an offer on a house that doesn't have 100 offers behind it, that's a great time to move. And if you don't have an agent, give me a call about it. I'm happy to explain more. But if you have an agent, what they're going to tell you is the reason that's a good time to move on a house that doesn't have a bunch of offers on it is because in Silicon Valley, that tends to be how it is. Here for Silicon Valley and most of the extended Silicon Valley as well, when you go further down South County, Morgan Hill, San Martin, Gilroy, or if you're further up north, Redwood City, South City, San Francisco, Palo Alto, and you look at Mountain View and Sunnyvale, some of the hottest areas in the Silicon Valley, those areas tend to be super hot and very difficult to find the right home. Very difficult to find a home that doesn't have multiple offers. If and when you do find that home, that's when you want to try and put it together and make it work. As a buyer, you want to be a serious buyer and not just feel the market a little bit here and there. You want to be a serious buyer if you're buying and looking in Silicon Valley. The reason for that is I speak with buyers all the time, and in those conversations with the buyers, they'll say, oh, I'm waiting for the market to fall apart. Can the market fall apart? Sure, the market can fall apart at any time. However, when we're looking at what we've seen in the past with 2008, the Great Recession of 2008, that market was much different than any market we see now. One of the biggest reasons is that in 2008, up to that point with loans, literally anybody could get a loan. If they were 18 years old and if they had a credit score, and sometimes the FICO score, the credit score didn't even have to be that good, they could literally get a loan. And now it's much different. Now you need to qualify for that loan. You have to prove the amount of money that you make. Before 2008, you didn't have to do that, believe it or not. You also have to have the money in the bank. Before 2008, you didn't have to do that, believe it or not. And you have to prove that you can make the monthly payment and that your job is going to be consistent through time. Those things we did not have to prove in 2008. Before 2008, before the 2008 crash. And it was a crash. And even in 2008, when you look at what happened in Silicon Valley versus many other places in the US and even in the world, it was much different. Silicon Valley was still fairly resilient. By 2010, we were back at it. 2009 was really the lowest that we hit, and the percentage down was not nearly as bad as it was other places. But getting off the soapbox for a second and talking about specifically when you're looking to buy, what they're saying is that between the 29th and the 5th is the best time to find a home to purchase, because there's going to be more inventory at that point. This speaks to the sellers as well. Right now is the right time to start getting your home ready. Depending on what your situation is, there's always a timeline that we need to come up with for you to get ready, and sometimes it's ready to go right now, but we need to identify that. For the buyer, if you're a serious buyer, look now. Don't wait for the inventory. As soon as we hit January, we're going to be off to the races, and it's going to be difficult to find a home at all, quite frankly, in Silicon Valley. Hope you're doing well. This is my 2 cents. Talk to you soon.